On the Sustainability 100 Plus Summit, Shereen Bhan is joined by Kartikeya Sharma, President, India and Southeast Asia, to share his insights and learnings for 2021.
For AB InBev, sustainability is your business strategy, and that drives the business decisions that you take. But through the last 7 months, through the course of the conversations that we've had on the program with various stakeholders, government organizations, policy makers, NGOs, investors, take me through what some of the key learnings have been, some of the key messages that you take away from the conversations that we've had.
Sure. Well, for starters, I do at times I've had to hold myself back because the excitement of being able to see a panel live, and I've joined most of them, to hear, how all the stakeholders that you just called out are representing their thinking.
Amitabh Kant, the CEO of Niti Aayog, is ready to join us now with how he sees this story panning out and what the government is likely to do much more of in its efforts to nurture the sustainability dialogue.
India, together with the world, has marched into the decade of action. With less than 10 years left to achieve the global goals, nations are accelerating the design and implementation of sustainable solutions to the world's biggest challenges, ranging from poverty and gender inequality to climate change. Our commitment to sustainable development goals has only strengthened in the wake of COVID-19 global pandemic and amidst our efforts to chart a completely new course of development for the post-pandemic future.
In the interim, as we make the journey from where we currently are to where we need to be, what do you believe we need to be mindful of? What kind of interventions will policymakers need to put in place?
Certainly, dependence on fossil fuels is something that is going to be there for the next couple of decades, to say the least. And the governments certainly are looking at renewables. As you rightly said, India has such a ambitious target of 450 gigawatts, which is something that puts India in a very unique position. But there are certain developments that are taking place globally and in India that gives us a ray of hope.
AB InBev has been one of the champions taking this forward as part of not just your sustainability strategy, but making sure that your sustainability strategy is in fact your business strategy. So take us through what you've been able to do.
Sustainability is our business. In the end, we are in the communities in which we operate. We source our ingredients locally. We grow locally. We sell to the consumers in our community. And we see we have an important role to play to really have a positive impact on the environment. So when we talk about sustainability, we translate it since 2018. We translate it in hard commitments that we took externally. And we call it our 2025 sustainability goals. And we picked 4 goals that are very concrete, that are very close to our business, because we talk about smart agriculture, we talk about water stewardship, we took commitments on circular packaging, and we took commitments on climate action.
What has the disruption meant in terms of the SDGs?
So I think it's one of the many tragedies of COVID is the catastrophic impact it's had on the poverty agenda, the equality agenda, etc. It really has had some devastating impacts, and we need to look at how we grow in order that we have equal growth and fair growth.
AB and Bev, are you moving to a stage where the next time you go, you're making beverage and my beverage is a green beverage? Why should you have my beverage? Because it's a green beverage. And what do you mean by a green beverage?
The product here that we have, at the end, we need a container to bring it to our consumers and to bring it to our consumers in a way that protects the quality and it's safe for everybody. So if you look at what we're doing, and we're trying to, what we call is, first of all, reduce. If it's not reduce, reuse, recycle, or rethink. And those 4 key principles we try to apply in everything that we do.
Let me first ask you this. How can we unite the 4 Ps, public, private, people?
So having a common goal is very important. And if you look at public, private, and people, there are 3 different entities. As you know, it was said earlier that if the people don't contribute, right, then the whole sustainability movement can get derailed.
The only way which we will be able to create inclusive and green communities would be through coming together in solidarity. And to do that, as you said, there are these three players which are working, the public, the private, and the people. I think the people are at the center of it all. The public sector really needs to create this enabling environment.
Raviji, the product range itself at Reckitt is working towards trying to reduce energy consumption or trying to improve sustainability. But what is it that significantly that you're doing?
When we talk about the whole sustainability agenda, the first thing what comes to our mind is we should not be doing the greenwashing. There is a term called whitewashing. In the same way, there's a term called greenwashing. So greenwashing is basically like you just want to tell to the consumer, okay, we are doing plenty, it's enough. We are meeting our ambitions, but India is a host to around 1.3 billion people.
So let me start with Dia and then take it to everyone else. What is it that we can do to ensure that sustainability becomes a part of communities?
When we speak of sustainability and achieving the sustainable development goals, I think it's very important for all of us to recognize that the SDGs are the North Star. These are goals that not just organizations and governments have to implement, individuals have to acknowledge, understand, and implement in their daily lives.
Maharashtra is a top performer in Niti Aayog's Index 2019, following innovative ways to boost renewable energy. Now, what kind of innovation is currently being implemented in the state?
Going through whatever's being seen around the world in terms of the forest fires, the heat waves, the lower dip in temperatures, the erratic monsoons, storms, what we need to realize is, along with all the development, along with all the progress that is happening, nothing is complete without the word sustainable. Of course, sustainability not only in terms of infrastructure or in terms of environment, but in terms of livelihood, in terms of quality of life, in terms of the way we look at everything.
Joining us now is Shri Dushyant Chautala, Deputy Chief Minister of Haryana. Dushyant ji, namaste. Always a pleasure to speak to you. और आज in this dialogue over sustainability 100+, मेरा सवाल, पहला सवाल आपसे ये है कि ये जो 4 P's हैं, public, private, people and their partnerships, आप इन सभी 4 स्तंभों को कैसे देखते हैं?
It is the most important part जब हम public, private, people and their partnership की बात करते हैं, और हमारी स्टेट ने प्रायोरिटी लिया है कि हम इन चारों सेक्टर्स को कंबाइंड तरीके से आगे लेकर चले। और पिछले इस 1.25 साल में कोविड क्राइसिस में हमने क्राइसिस के साथ साथ अपॉर्चुनिटी ली है कि हमारी पार्टनरशिप जो पब्लिक के साथ है वो और बेटर हो, और मुझे लगता है हरियाणा has become a leader now.
Other challenge is also how can we make it as part of our consciousness at a curricular level, and also perhaps even when you're looking at it as an organizational level, how each individual, can there be HR practices which can be put in place?
As they say, Hindalco sustainability is at the utmost importance. Hindalco has a well-rounded approach to sustainability, encompassing areas like sustainable mining practices, because our plants are very close to our mines as well.
Next up, Cyrus Brocha is joined by sustainability leaders to discuss the world that should be.